Good evening. It is great to have you. What an end to a fantastic week it has been. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. You're watching Weekend Edition right here on EBN TV. We are coming to you live from Kenya's capital. That is right here in Nairobi, 9 p.m. East African time. We've got quite a lot in store for you tonight. Let's kick it off with the day's top stories. Government announces 95 billion shillings energy deal with Adani conglomerate group to construct power transmission lines. Deputy President Gachagua'S impeachment case referred to Chief Justice Martha Koome, who's expected to form a 3-judge bench. Shock in Busotso village, Kakamega County, as headless body of a woman discovered in thickets, with 4 cases reported in recent times. Well, your feedback is highly welcomed across our social media platforms. That is on EBN TV. Your SMS line is open to 3059. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Let's get this show started, shall we? Now, the High Court has issued orders allowing the petition challenging Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua'S impeachment to be forwarded to the Chief Justice Martha Koome, who will empanel a 3-judge bench to determine the case. High Court Judge Lawrence Mugambi issued the decree on Friday, emphasizing that the case warrants the attention of the CJ Koome, as it is a matter of great public interest. The development comes just 2 days after lawyer Paul Mwite, Deputy President Gachagua'S lead counsel, called for the same, arguing that the case raises weighty issues. Furthermore, he cited the need for a thorough review of the public participation and impeachment procedures that preceded the second-in-command's impeachment by Parliament.
As courts do not exist to serve the intellectual stimulation of elitists, but to serve the public in matters of great concern to them. And this one is one of those rare occasions that the court should arise to the occasion and serve the public with all the resources that it can possibly summon. In my view, despite stiff opposition by the respondents, it is my considered opinion that these petitions raise weighty constitutional questions that fall under Article 163 B and D2. Hence, I am persuaded to refer them to the Chief Justice for empanelment of a bench. The lead petition shall be petition number E522 of 2024. The rest to be forwarded alongside this file to the Chief Justice are petition number E509 of 2024, E537 of 2024, E528 of 2024, E525 of 2024, and E506 of 2024. So that is the decision of the court.
Now, Kenya has officially signed a power deal with India's Adani Energy Group worth 95 billion shillings to construct 422 kilometers of vital transmission lines despite opposition. Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi on Friday announced the agreement, which according to him marks a huge shift in the power transmission across the country. The contract, finalized on October 9th, comes after 4 months of intense negotiations, during which the Adani Group faced scrutiny regarding its operational practices. Wandayi expressed his satisfaction, stating that the agreement marks the beginning of a transformative initiative to develop, finance, construct, operate, and maintain key transmission lines and substations across Kenya.
So as a country, we must be forward-looking, and we must plan ahead. If we want to develop, to industrialize, we must ensure that we have enough supply of power. And there's 4 projects here. That is the Gilgil-Thika-Mala-Konza transmission line, the Rungai-Keringet-Chemosit line, the Meningai-Olkolau-Rumuruti line, and Turudiburu substation in Kisumu County. So these 4 projects, I am happy to report that through an extremely transparent process, KETRACO has now been able to enter into an agreement with Adani Energy Solutions, an agreement which was signed this Wednesday, on 9th, I think.
A court in Homa Bay County has ruled that 12-year-old Kennedy Onyango, a boy who was shot at least 8 times by police during the June anti-finance bill demonstrations in Rongai, be buried by his mother, Jacinta Onyango. The magistrate provided reasons that rendered Okinyi ineligible to claim Onyango's body, pointing out that he had abandoned the boy following his separation from the mother in 2012. The court also determined that the father failed to provide evidence of his marriage to the deceased mother. Following the court's ruling on Friday, Okinyi expressed his dissatisfaction by staging a protest outside the Mbita Law Court. He disagreed with the decision and clashed with security personnel in the area. While demanding the return of Onyango's body, police fired tear gas canisters to disperse family members accompanying Okinyi, some of whom attempted to force their way into the court's registry.
Ambi versus COO and another, that's Kisumu Civil Appeal number 13 of 2011. Kenya Law Report illustrated this position thus: a person's conduct to a deceased person can extinguish the right of that person of burying the remains of the deceased. The appellant did not show any family closeness with the deceased when she was alive. The fact that he was the deceased firstborn son did not give him an automatic right to bury her, even if Luo customary law dictated so. The court has to consider all the circumstances of the case and the justice of the case. In this case, besides the fact that given the father and his family's treatment of the deceased, he is not deserving of the right to bury the deceased remains. Similarly, in this case, from the conduct of the deceased, it is evident that he neglected his children. He deserted the deceased in his lifetime, even though he was the biological father. It will be depraved to claim him at his death. In pursuit of fairness and natural justice, I dismiss the plaintiff's claim and I proceed to make the following orders. Number 1, the deceased body be and is hereby released to the second defendant for burial. Number 2, the second defendant shall coordinate with the plaintiff in making the funeral preparations of the deceased persons. Number 3, members of the deceased family shall be at liberty to participate in the funeral arrangements and the burial of the deceased herein. And lastly, this being a dispute pitting biological parents of the deceased, each party is to bear his or her own costs.
Kenya and Haiti stand united in imploring the international community to rally behind the multinational security support mission. For a peaceful, stable and secure Haiti, global partners must also accelerate their contribution to the personnel, logistics and finances to sustain and expand the mission. President William Ruto's remarks during a joint media briefing with Prime Minister of Haiti, Gary Conille, at State House in Nairobi. They also earlier had a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister discussing practical measures to boost tourism and people-to-people relations between the two countries.
Today marks a significant step as we reaffirm our commitment to peace, progress, and partnership. I am pleased to announce that an additional 600 Kenyan police officers are completing their pre-deployment training and will be ready for duty next month. Our officers are working closely with the Haitian National Police to restore order, protect critical infrastructure, and create safe spaces where Haitians can thrive. We have a budget that takes us all the way to March next year. So in terms of being able to support our officers on the ground, including those who are joining next month, we have resources to make sure that they have every support that they need up to March 2025. We are asking the international community to step up because our mandate extends all the way to October next year.
Where others saw crisis, you saw opportunity and potential, and you voiced it in a very firm way, allowing for others to come together around Haiti. And me and the Haitian people are extremely grateful to you for your leadership in this critical time. I also want to, of course, extend and convey the gratitude of the Haitian people to the Kenyan people for their commitment, engagement, and sacrifice. Today, you share with us not because you have extreme abundance, but because Kenyan people have made the determination that Haiti deserves their help and support, and they've stepped up in a very significant way.
Everything is being done to make sure that we minimize casualties of both our security men and civilians, even as we deal with the criminals. Prime Minister just came out of UAE, who have committed to support this mission.
Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has dismissed reports regarding some secondary schools missing this year's capitation and stating that the funds have already been allocated to secondary schools and TVET institutions. He was speaking at an event focused on improving TVET at the National Technical Training College in Meru, and Ogamba noted that the government has made progress in the construction of 16,000 classrooms for the grade 9 transition, equal to about 68% of the total project. He assured stakeholders in the education sector of solid plans in the coming year.
The capitation was actually released, I think 2 days before time, or just on time for the students' opening. I haven't seen the circular that you are talking about, but I've seen something in the news, in the papers, that there is an issue relating to finances. And I want to assure the country that as far as the ministry is concerned, the funds were released, and we're going to find out what is the discrepancy that they are talking about, and if there is a discrepancy, we'll be able to address it. Now, the 16,000 classrooms for grade 9, and I've said this over and over again, an assessment was done, and we need 16,000 classrooms to be able to accommodate grade 9. And so we've got funding from the World Bank to do 12,000 classrooms, and we are already at about 68% of those classrooms already built, some completed, some in various stages from foundation to roofing. The balance of those other classrooms are supposed to be done by the CDF, which was a matching fund that the ministry and the CDF gave, amounting to about 7.8 billion, and they'll be dealing with those classrooms in a manner that there is no duplication. Where the CDF will do a classroom, then the ministry will do the next school, so that there's no duplication. And we believe and trust, and we are sure that come January, we'll have completed, because they are scheduled to be completed in December. So we are on time to complete that, so that students will have their classrooms.
Now, police in Kakamega County are looking into a chilling incident in Ebusanganga village, Busotso Central location, Lurambi constituency, where a woman's headless body was found in a maize field. The eerie discovery has left the local community in shock and despair, demanding answers and prompt action from local police. The victim's brother, devastated by the loss, stated that he had last seen his sister on Sunday, October 6th. The gruesome murder has sparked widespread outrage in the village, with residents demanding immediate reforms to the local police force. Many community members expressed their dissatisfaction, accusing authorities of failing to protect them.
Kama nyumba 10 tunakataa hicho kitendo, na tunasema ya kwamba tunaenda kufanya kazi kama nyumba 10, hatutaki hata mambo ya maskari. Tunataka tujue hiyo kichwa imeenda wapi. Tutafanya maandamano, maskari wa Shibuli na Senda waende.
Kuna kilabu hapa inaitwa Mwito stand, Mwito kwa Musasa na Mwito. Hiyo ndio inamaliza hapa wa mama. Hiyo kilabu tunaomba ifungwe. Mimi kama mwanamke tunaomba hiyo kilabu, imemaliza wanawake, imemaliza watoto, hata watoto wa shule Jumapili wanachai hivi.
Tulikuwa tunaomba yule mtu ambaye anashughulikia transfer ajaribu kuangalia. Kuna askari hapa Shibuli na Senda wamekaa hapo zaidi ya miaka 6. Sasa sijui ni wakazi wa huku. Askari, sheria ya polisi inasema askari akikaa sana ni miezi 6. lakini kuna askari wamekaa huku mpaka hata wamezaa watoto huku mpaka hata unaona.
Serikali kama hamwezi tusaidia, serikali ya mbele, tafadhali wale askari wote wako Shibuli and Center waende, hakuna yenye wanatusaidia. Kidogo tumepata kifo Stendi Mwoko, kidogo tumepata kifo pale Sasala, kidogo ndio hii kifo tumepata hapa. Vile vifo havipo na muhimu hata kidogo.
Hivi vifo wa wanawake sasa ni wanawake 4. Huyu ndio wa 4.
Nilikuwa ninapalilia hapo, ndio nikasema wache niende huko niangalie hiyo kitu.
Imebaki kila wiki ikiisha lazima tuokote mtu mwenye amekufa. Mpaka saa zingine wazazi wanaogopa kutuma watoto wao kwa shule saa 11 asubuhi kwa sababu watoto wao watauawa. Sasa tumepata hapa mtu bila kichwa. Hiyo tutaambia nini watu? Kesho asubuhi tutaamka tutaogopa kuambia mpaka watoto wetu waende shule.
Now, Public Service and Human Capital Development Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi has pledged to address the challenges facing service delivery at Huduma centers nationwide, beginning with Kisumu. During a visit to the Kisumu Huduma Center, Muturi acknowledged that while significant progress has been made, there are still areas that require immediate attention to ensure Kenyans receive seamless and efficient services. He stressed the importance of raising service standards across all Huduma centers, adding that addressing existing challenges was crucial for building a more efficient and accountable public service.
People coming to make inquiries about their pension payments, people making inquiries about the NSSF payments, beneficiaries, dependents, people registering societies, all those services. They've said about 26 of them are already being offered here. Police abstract forms, certificates of good conduct. I mean, one cannot really gainsay the value of Huduma centers. So I must say that I am quite satisfied with what is happening here. And as you can see, we have a highly motivated staff. You know, one can't imagine that these are people serving the public. You know, ordinarily people have, you go to a government office, sometimes you're not too sure about, the kind of people who are serving you. But you can see here, staff who are quite motivated. We are in discussions with all government ministries, departments and agencies, including county governments, to try as much as possible onboard themselves into our Huduma centers, because we are serving the same people. We would want as many government services as possible to be offered from our Huduma centers. Huduma Mashinani, it is supposed to be a service which is mobile, but unfortunately, because of the challenge of resources, we don't have vehicles that can transport our staff to various market centers where there will be still residents coming to be given services, but it is something that we are addressing going forward.
Now, religious leaders conducted prayers and cleansing along the Matu Mwingi Road following the numerous road accidents that have been reported along the road. Clergymen and women from various churches have lamented over the number of deaths recorded, saying they believe the prayers will work and reduce the rate of accidents along that highway.
Kuja pamoja tuko na interdenominational prayers kwa sababu ya barabara yetu ambayo imekuwa na ajali nyingi kutoka wakati ambapo ilitengenezwa mwaka wa 1985. Tumeweza kushuhudia ajali nyingi sana. Tumepoteza watoto, tumepoteza wazee, wamama, vijana katika hii barabara, na tukaona ni vizuri sisi wote kama watumishi wa Mungu tukuje pamoja na tuweze kuombea hii barabara, kwa sababu ni baraka Mungu alitupatia, lakini shetani akachukua nafasi ili aweze kuangamiza maisha ya watu wa Mungu.
Siku ya leo tumejitokeza kwa barabara kwa ajili ya maombi na kutangaza barabara ambao watu wengi wamepoteza maisha yao. Tumeungana wachungaji wote wa madhehebu yote katika eneo hili ya Kidioko, tukaungana sote katika barabara ili tukaweze kutakasa barabara, maana tuna amani ya kwamba Mungu anaweza kila jambo. Pamoja na hayo, Tunaomba wale watu ambao wanahusika na barabara hii ya Kena katika eneo la Mwatungo, ile shule ya msingi Mwatungo pale, tunaitisha tuwekewe bulbs, na hata hapo mbele kiasi kuna kanisa AIC Mwatungo. Pia watoto, waumini na watu mbalimbali ambao wanahudhuria ibada wanapasa kulindwa,
na tuko pahali hapa ili tukaweze kusimama kwenye nafasi kama wana wa Mungu, kama mwangaza. Maana maandiko yanatuambia sisi ni mwangaza, ili tukaweze kuangaza katika barabara ambazo ule ufalme wa nguvu za giza umekuwa ukitawala.
Changamwe Girls High School have a reason to smile after receiving a check of 500,000 shillings from the Kengen Power Generating Company to boost construction in the school. The company aims to help the community through the institution's responsibility to the community that has been able to demonstrate its efforts at the lively school. According to the representative of the company, Sam Olom, he explained how they prepared for solid projects to ensure that the community gets benefits and help in one way or the other. However, the Member of Parliament of the area, Omar Mwinyi, came forward and expressed his gratitude for the funds. He also asked students to work hard in their studies while advising parents to decrease stress, while asking parents to decrease the stress and responsibilities on students. Mwinyi has also urged various stakeholders to come forward in order to give strength, especially in matters education.
Put up some toilets. The budget was 2 million shillings. At least Kengen has come forward with 500,000, which is a kind gesture we really appreciate. We are also equally asking other partners to come forward to assist this school. It's a new upcoming school, very promising, and we still have shortages of classrooms, workshops, toilet facilities to make it a complete institution. Asking the Ministry of Education to ensure that they post enough teachers to our institutions, and not only teachers but actually competent teachers, and perhaps the head teachers of these institutions also to work hard to ensure that all the teachers complete their syllabuses and also produce the results which are expected by the parents. Most of our students here are coming from poor background. The only way we can assist them is by making sure we avail quality education.
Today we are grateful that Kengen are here with a 500,000 shillings check that will enable us to do a few toilets that were a shortage. Thank you so much to Kengen. Thank you so much to our area MP in making sure that our girls are comfortable and also making the school child-friendly.
And this is not the first one, but we'll continue doing this. This is just a starting point for this particular institution. We believe and intend to continue with this kind of gestures. These are gestures that will continue so that we can continue making education better.
Sisi kama wazazi tunajitahidi huko nyumbani, tunahakikisha hata kama ni kuamsha asubuhi waje shuleni tunawaamsha. Pia tunashirikiana na walimu kuhakikisha kwamba watoto wamefika shuleni kwa wakati.
Kama Kengen, mimi nimeshukuru sana kwa upendo wao wametuonesha kwa kutusupport na hiyo kundi. Ningeomba tu Mwenyezi Mungu awazidishie na wazidi kutushika mkono ili shule yetu ikaweze kuboreka, watoto wetu wakaweze kuwa katika mazingira bora.
Kilifi County leaders led by Governor Gideon Mung'aro have reassured residents that health services will remain uninterrupted despite challenges with the government's social health authority system. Speaking during a recent event, Mung'aro emphasized that patients, including those needing dialysis, will continue to receive treatment without delays, even if the system isn't fully operational. The county is committed to supporting national efforts to enhance healthcare, particularly for women and children.
We are, I think, one of the first counties who registered Mambo ya SHA. Of course, we have many challenges, but we have decided as a county that the patient will not be affected in any way. We know today if we say for dialysis, you have to bring your card. Of course, it's not working from the first. But that does not stop the hospital from doing dialysis services and all these things. So as long as you come, we take your record, you get treated and you go home. The rest will deal with the national government later.
Serikali saizi imebadilisha ule muundo msingi wa insurance from NHIF, wameweza kubadilisha tena. Jambo ambalo mimi mpaka dakika hii niko na dukuduku nalo, lakini bado tutapambana nalo katika bunge la kitaifa. Kwa sababu zile pesa zetu zile ambazo za kitambo sijui zimepelekwa wapi, hatujajua kama tumeshakuwa transferred mpaka dakika hii. Saizi hapa Malindi kuna watu wenye ambao wako na shida za kidney problems ambazo wakienda hospitali saizi hawezi kupata usaidizi. So kuna vitu venye ambavyo bado havijaeleweka, na mimi kama ni mwakilishi wa watu, bado watu wangu wa Malindi bado hawajaelewa na hawajafurahika, na tutakwenda pia kuzungumza katika bunge la kitaifa.
Mama mzazi anakuja kaa kwa mabao, mpaka anazaa kwenye mabao, anazaa amechoka. Watoto walemavu wanatokana na delayed labor. Kwa hivyo hatutaki hizi vitu ziendelee ndani ya Kilifi. Kwa hivyo tutawaunga mkono, lakini madaktari mfanye kazi. Hii facility tutataka iweze kusaidia watu wetu, na hasa kina mama na watoto wachanga.
We really are trying to support the government plan to deliver better quality health services, especially for women and child in this case. So we pregnant women, they don't need to wait in the queue for a normal theater, but they will have a specialized place where to go will be referred. And then of course with the ICU, this will increase the capacity of the hospital to treat faster and better the patient.
Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology dons have challenged widows not to give up in life and allow themselves to be boxed into poverty following the demise of their spouses. The dons under the Joe's Ladies Network are now calling on widows to pick themselves up and use the various initiatives launched by both the government and other non-state actors to improve the economic status and families. They were speaking at the Jost Siaya campus when the network donated several items to widows from Siaya Township Ward as part of celebrations to mark this year's Mazingira Day, the celebrations that was held on Thursday.
So the initiative is part of Joe's mission of community engagement. And today being a Mazingira Day, we felt as we are planting trees, a team is already planting trees, and we came early so that the women here can also go back to plant trees. We thought, let's stretch our hands out to reach to the widows. And we have just beginning with Siaya. We are also going to move to Bondo to have the North Sakwa and West, Bondo West, Sakwa West, so that we also meet those other ladies. We just want to encourage you that whatever you are doing, you cannot be put down that you are a widow. The initiative will keep working together. Feel free to come to the university. Let's work together as a team. Bring your students to learn so that together we can make our lives much better. I want to appreciate you. I can see as much as you have been told you are the most vulnerable because there was a selection criteria. I can see still life in your faces. Give me a smile, the widows. Give me a smile. The Joe's Ladies Network is an organization of a team of ladies who work at the university. The main initiative is for mentorship and reaching out to the communities for development. The ladies within the university working there usually have meetings. Sometimes we bring speakers with different expertise and skills, including leadership. We also mentor our students, and we go out even to schools and secondary schools outside the university. This is to build up skills so that they also may reach wherever we are. The main reason why we chose the widows and not any other person, you can even hear from the media and reading literature that the widows have a lot of challenges. Already they are missing one hand, a husband ahead of a session. So we thought we wanted to empower them because the initiative in this network, it's called Jolanet, an abbreviation of Joe's Ladies Network. We want to empower these women so that they can also make it when they join hands.
All right, well, that's a wrap for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're up to date with those making headlines across the country. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Blessed evening.